Guys, this is where we keep all of our overflow. This is 100 ears of corn, and in the box we have 53. So, haha, I win 153 ears of corn. I'm good.
I said 120.
So Hey y'all, welcome to Freedom Makers. I'm Amanda, and today we are checking on our corn. Several people have asked me in the past how you know when sweet corn is ready to be picked. So I'm going to show you a quick test. We're testing ours today. We have a storm system in the Gulf, and we want to make sure that we are picking before any rain comes in, any wind comes in to blow this down. And so I'm going to pick this ear here to test. This is turning brown. So a lot of people would see that and just automatically assume it's ready, but there is a simple test that you can do. On this particular ear, you can tell that it's brown. A lot of people would see that and just automatically assume that this is ready. But I'm going to open this up here, and I'm going to show you the kernels and an easy way to tell. This is beautiful. There's no worms in it. It's lovely. There are no dimples, so we know it's probably not too far gone. But I'm just going to like cut into this and see what this looks like. So what I'm seeing is a very milky white coming out of these kernels. Do you see that? I know my thumb is dirty. I'm gonna wash this. We're not eating that part, but I want to show you guys for this test. See that milky white coming out? If you squeeze your corn and it is clear, you have not waited long enough. You want to wait a little bit longer, maybe a day or two, and just see if you can't let it get milky, because that is when it's going to be its sweetest. If you squeeze it and nothing comes out at all, you've waited too long, and unfortunately it's not going to be very juicy, sweet corn anymore because you've waited too long. Tasted raw corn are so sweet and so good, and I cannot wait to get this in the freezer. We're gonna blanch this, freeze it. We're gonna put this up and be eating some good corn all winter long. And because we didn't spray this with anything, I don't think it will give me a headache or make me hurt or ache or anything like I've experienced in the past with corn, because we did this totally different. We didn't use any pesticides. All we've used is fertilizer, and our corn is so sweet. This is amazing. Come here. Can you take a picture for my Franny? All right, y'all, we are finished. We had our 2 rows. We have harvested everything, even what looked too tiny, because we have a storm coming, and we just want to make sure that everything gets saved. So we're going to be shucking this afternoon. We're going to blanch and freeze all of it. I'm not planning to can any of it or put it up in any other ways. I have, however, in the past taken corn and put it in paper bags just like this, not husked or anything, and you just put it in there, and we stacked it up. My mom and I did that a few years ago, and it lasted a good 7 months or so. And so if you're looking for an easy, quick way, or maybe you've got rain coming or something to do, or you can't get to your corn, that may be a good option for you. But today we are going to take the time to process this. Paul thinks that there are 120 ears. I think there's 150. So we're just gonna see, we're gonna count and let you guys know and show you what all this looks like at the end of the day in our beautiful bags that we're gonna stack in the freezer.
5, 46,
47,
47, 40,
48.
48.
Guys, this is where we keep all of our overflow. This is 100 ears of corn, and in the box we have 53. So, haha, I win 153 ears of corn. I'm good.
I said 120.
Now we're shucking our corn. I've just sliced here and pulled this back, and I see at the top there's a nasty, nasty corn worm. See him in there? Wiggles around. He's eating my food. And Sunshine and I have been poking them off the corn and into that container.
How many we got there? Oh, wow.
And she is collecting those for the chickens. As I'm husking this, I'm just going to cut off all this nasty part at the top where they were eating. We're not gonna keep that, obviously, but I don't want to blanch that in with my good corn, so I'm just taking that part off. In some of these it's up to half the ear, and some it's just a little bit. And I'm collecting these all in this water bath canner until I can blanch this all at once and put it in the freezer. Now we're down here with our chickens, friends, and Sunshine has been gathering something very special for them. What have you got?
Worms.
These are the corn worms that we gathered. I felt like it was really important to have her involved in this, and she was very interested in making sure we gathered all of these for the chickens. So she would go from one of us to the other. Me and Paul were out there shucking, and she kept saying, "Do you have a worm? Do you have a worm for my chickens?" And it kept her interested and involved. There you go. Happy chickens lay happy eggs. While we have been processing our corn, I had this canner going. And this is one of our favorites. I'm gonna get these out. They are, dun, 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 our first canner of green beans.
All right.
Aren't those beautiful? This is our first of the season. And we go through a lot of green beans. So we use probably 2 quarts or so a week. I never think I have enough green beans. Okay friends, my canner is full of water. It's boiling. This is the biggest container I own. So this pot is gonna be what we're using. I'm gonna throw all of this in. I don't have a basket that's big enough, so I'm just popping this in by hand. I'm gonna turn the timer on for 4 minutes once I get plenty of corn in.
Being careful not to have the water come back up.
Yeah, and really friends, like we should have gotten more of the silk off. I'm hoping it'll boil off. But we are running out of time. The storm is gonna hit really, really soon. And before that weather starts climbing in, we've got to get this done. So this first little bit, I was a little more precious with the other, but this first little bit's gonna have more in than I would prefer. But that's okay, because it's just gonna have to be. So I'm gonna time this for 4 minutes, and then it's gonna go into my ice chest, which I've scrubbed the interior of, and I've got ice water in here. We're gonna do that in 4 minutes, for 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna bag it. It's been 4 minutes. I'm gonna take all of this out into our ice water. Look how pretty. It's gonna sit in here for 4 minutes while I start another batch. The ice chest is aged, so it's yellow, but I did scrub this, so it is clean. Fresh corn, straight from the garden. This is just a few hours old. Beautiful. It smells amazing, friends. I wish I had a word to describe how sweet and fresh and beautiful this smells. It's absolutely magical. And on those cold winter nights when we're stuck inside or it's raining and can't do anything outside, we're gonna eat this corn and we're gonna smile and we're gonna be so happy. That taste of summertime. Well, it's a good thing we harvested all of our sweet corn, because the very next day a storm came through and blew down all of our field corn, and it would have blown on top of this. It would have just been a big mess. We would have probably lost a lot of our sweet corn. We do still have some that we forgot to harvest, that's smaller, the ones that we transplanted, but our field corn is just a mess, a tangle, and this happened the very next day. So I'm really glad we harvested when we did and that we took the time to do that. I ended up with 18 freezer bags vacuum sealed for the freezer after I blanched that. And so we're really happy with that harvest, and I'm really glad that we got it before all this mess happened. So it looks bad, but we're still really grateful. We have a lot to be thankful for.